It's finally happening. You can feel it in your bones, in the silent hum beneath your skin, in the restless dreams that refuse to let you sleep through the night. The air itself feels heavy, charged with a strange electricity that doesn't settle, only builds. You look around and sense it. People are edgy, decisions are rushed, tempers flare like sparks flying from an unseen fire. Chosen one, this is no ordinary week. The cosmic wheel has turned, and we are entering a corridor of distortion, where the veil between truth and illusion is paper thin, and every choice carries the weight of destiny. In the next few days, doors will swing open before you, some gleaming with false light, some dripping with karmic shadows. They will look inviting, they will look urgent, but listen, they are not what they seem. This is the energy of entrapment disguised as opportunity, of shortcuts that lead you back into cycles you thought you escaped. If you move too quickly, if you sign, commit, or leap without discernment, you risk chaining yourself to futures not aligned with your soul's highest purpose. The universe is whispering through every strange sign, every delay, every sudden conflict. Wait, these next days are not the time to decide. They are the time to observe, to breathe, to anchor yourself in patience while the storm of illusions tries to pull you off course. Many will fail this test because the urgency feels unbearable, because the temptation looks too golden. But you, chosen one, are being warned now. This prophecy is your shield. Do not let the noise of the world drown it out. You are being protected by the very delay that frustrates you. Pause. Hold your ground. Do not move yet. The real path has not fully revealed itself. The skies are thick with energy that does not clarify, but confuses. That does not reveal, but obscures. You may feel pulled in two directions at once, as if your heart is whispering one truth, but your mind is screaming another. This is the mark of a spiritual storm. In these moments, illusions dress themselves as clarity. False paths sparkle with the promise of quick relief, sudden breakthroughs, easy answers, but they are only mirages painted across the desert of this moment. The chosen feel this more intensely than others because your spirit is wired to hear the hidden frequency beneath the noise. And right now, that frequency is not stable, it is static. Interference, a cosmic distortion meant to test your patience. If you try to interpret it as direction, you will mistake the crackle of static for the voice of your destiny. The universe does not want you to move under this fog. These are days where karmic tricksters roam freely, where contracts forged now will later be revealed as traps, and where bonds tied too soon will become shackles. Chosen one, you must understand, delays are not denial. Silence is not rejection. And the confusion you feel is not a weakness. It is divine interference. The heavens themselves are slowing your steps, so you do not step into what you cannot yet see. You are being tested to trust the pause, to let the storm pass before you. Choose your direction. Your destiny requires stillness right now. Even if your ego craves motion, the veil is shifting in ways that make even the most certain path feel unstable beneath your feet. You may notice conversations that spiral into confusion, plans that fall apart at the last minute, or emotions that rise without warning like waves crashing against a fragile shore. This turbulence is not random, it is the cosmic signal that clarity has been veiled for a reason. In these days, every choice feels heavier than it should, as if invisible hands are weighing down the consequences. That is because the unseen world is active, stirring karmic winds that push the unprepared into rash actions. Chosen one, you are being called to witness without reacting, to observe without leaping, to feel without rushing to fix. The energy around you is deceptive. It whispers, hurry, the time is now, but this is not the truth. It is the echo of chaos, the trick of urgency designed to snare the impulsive. You will see others racing into commitments, signing contracts, declaring ultimatums, only to collapse under regret when the fog clears. But if you hear this message, are being marked to stand apart, to resist the undertow. You must treat these days like walking through a hall of mirrors. Every reflection looks real, but none show the true door. If you choose too soon, you choose a reflection, not reality. Hold fast, for illusions cannot outlast patience. And the patience of the chosen is the sword that cuts through the haze. Hours feel longer. Days slip by in a blur, and nothing seems to unfold in the rhythm you expect. This is not coincidence. It is the bending of divine timing, deliberately slowing you so you cannot run headfirst into traps set upon your path. When time stretches like this, impatience rises, and impatience is the weapon the shadow forces wield most effectively against the chosen. They know you are destined for breakthroughs, for doors that cannot remain closed forever. But they also know that if they can get you to act before the alignment is complete, they can snatch the blessing from your hands and leave you clutching only lessons in its place. That is why this season feels like walking in circles, why every answer slips through your fingers just when you think you've grasped it. The message is clear. This is not the time to decide, but the time to endure, to breathe deeply when the waiting feels unbearable, to remind yourself that even delays are sacred, for what is withheld in this moment is being polished in another realm, prepared to arrive in its fullness when the fog has lifted. Chosen one, you are not being punished, you are being preserved. Your destiny is too precious to be wasted on a premature choice. This is why you must be most vigilant in the coming days. The moon casts shadows instead of answers, and those shadows creep into your thoughts, whispering lies dressed as guidance. You will think you see a sign that says, "Go," when in truth it is only the echo of your own restlessness mirrored back to you. You will feel the urge to act, to move, to choose, simply because standing still feels unbearable, but movement in the wrong direction is more dangerous than waiting in uncertainty. The universe is setting up a sacred filter, separating those who leap without discernment from those who can trust the silence. Most people around you will rush, their egos too loud to hear the warning. They will convince themselves that their decisions are divinely inspired, only to wake later with regret heavy on their hearts. But you, chosen one, are not most people. You're being spoken to directly in this moment, through this message, through the tug in your spirit that knows. This truth is for you. Do not let urgency seduce you into error. Every decision made now is a seed, and if planted in this distorted soil, it will never grow. The universe is whispering, "Wait, chosen one. Wait, look to the skies, chosen one, for they hold the blueprint of this strange season." The planets are not resting. They are in retrograde, moving backwards in the heavens, unraveling the threads of clarity and weaving knots where once there was flow. Mercury, the keeper of communication, has turned his steps, scattering messages and tangling thoughts. Decisions made under his backward gaze are like writing on water. They do not last. They cannot hold. And Saturn, the stern teacher of karma, hovers with his weighty presence, reminding you that nothing taken lightly in this moment will be without consequence. Layered upon this, the moon moves through a shadowed portal, amplifying emotions but dimming reason, stirring tides within you that feel urgent but are not aligned with eternal truth. This is why the atmosphere is thick with contradictions, why you feel both pulled to act and yet warned to stay still. These planetary dances are not against you. They are your guardians in disguise. By clouding a path they protect you from walking it too soon. By tangling the threads, they prevent you from binding yourself to contracts and choices that would stunt your destiny. The stars themselves are conspiring to slow your hand, for they know what you cannot yet see, the right. Alignment has not arrived. To decide now is to swim against the current of the cosmos, and the cosmos will always correct what is forced. The heavens are layered with meaning, and right now, they are weaving a pattern that tests not your strength of action, but your strength of restraint. Neptune, the dream weaver, casts his veil across the collective mind, blurring the line between intuition and illusion. He makes visions vivid, signs appear, synchronicities multiply, but under his influence, not everything that glitters is gold. Chosen one, this is why your dreams may feel prophetic, why symbols appear everywhere you turn. Yet their meanings slip away the moment you try to grasp them. Neptune intoxicates with possibility, but his fog is thick, and If you take action based on unclear visions, you risk mistaking fantasy for fate. This is why discernment is your shield right now. The universe does not deny you guidance, but it cloaks it so you cannot rush to conclusions. Add to this the solar winds stirring geomagnetic fields around the Earth, igniting agitation in the human spirit, amplifying emotions, and magnifying desires. The air is restless because the cosmos is restless. You are not imagining this intensity. It is written in the skies. But hear this truth. Confusion is not a curse. It is a divine pause button, pressed by the universe to stop you from moving forward until the ground is steady beneath your feet. Trust the fog, for it hides you from mistakes as much as it hides the path ahead. Doubt the chosen ones are always more sensitive to planetary alignments. And that sensitivity is both a gift and a burden in times like these. Venus, planet of love and desire, dances uneasily with Mars, stirring relationships into sudden conflict or unexpected passion. Old connections may resurface. Past lovers may reappear in your dreams or even in your inbox, whispering that now is the time to reconcile, to choose to leap. But do not be deceived. Venus and Mars are not aligned in harmony. They are clashing, testing, pushing. What appears as destiny may only be the recycling of karmic lessons, designed to see if you will repeat cycles or break free by waiting. The skies do not forbid love or passion, but they warn against binding choices made under tension. A promise made now may become a prison later, not because love is false, but because timing is not yet ripe. Divine unions are written, but their unveiling requires patience. Premature commitment creates distortion that can wound both souls. Hold your heart steady, chosen one, for your patience will protect you from mistaking longing for alignment. And then, hovering silently in the background, is Pluto, the planet of transformation, death, and rebirth. His hand is heavy now, dragging old patterns to the surface, forcing hidden truths to bubble into the light. Under Pluto's gaze, secrets unravel, masks fall, and the truth you thought you knew reveals its darker underbelly. This is not the time to make permanent choices, because the very foundations beneath those choices are shifting. Imagine building a temple on ground that is still quaking. Would it stand? No, it would crumble and all your effort would be lost. Pluto demands surrender, not construction. He demands release, not acquisition. He is saying, let the old die fully before you decide what new life to claim. In this energy, forcing a decision is like clinging to ashes and calling them seeds. Wait until the fire has finished its work. Only then will the soil be fertile for new beginnings. And layered over all this, the lunar nodes, the points of destiny, are vibrating with intensity. These nodes are the karmic compass of the collective, pointing toward fate, but currently caught in tension with the personal planets. This means that the very air you breathe carries echoes of past lives, ancestral debts, and unfinished contracts. You may feel pulled toward sudden opportunities that seem oddly familiar, as if you've lived them before. That familiarity is not always destiny. It is often karma, resurfacing to tempt you back into loops you are meant to escape. This is the greatest danger of the current days, mistaking karmic repetition for divine alignment. The nodes do not reveal the path with clarity when under strain. They only test whether you will choose the higher timeline or settle back into the old. The only safe choice now is no choice. The only action is patience. The universe is aligning your true destiny, but it requires you to let these karmic echoes pass without binding yourself to them once again. And now, chosen one, consider the subtle influence of Jupiter, the great amplifier, who is currently casting his expansive gaze in a way that magnifies not blessings, but confusion. Opportunities appear larger than life, decisions feel monumental, and the temptation to act quickly becomes almost irresistible. This is Jupiter's test. The universe is showing you what could be, shimmering on the horizon, but it is not yet. The time to grasp it. Acting now under his influence is like trying to catch sunlight in your hands. Beautiful, brilliant, but ultimately impossible to hold. The world will present situations that feel urgent, doors that appear to swing wide. with perfect timing, but the cosmic currents behind these openings are not fully aligned. The energy is intoxicating, designed to make the ego leap and the spirit stumble. Your intuition, heightened as it is, will feel murky. Your gut will whisper, but be drowned by the roar of possibility. The stars themselves are urging you to breathe deeply, to trust that expansion is coming, but only when clarity returns. The universe does not block your path to abundance. It waits, crafting the perfect moment so that when you finally step forward, every step is supported by divine alignment dot, and finally, this subtle, nearly invisible energy of Uranus, the planets. Of sudden awakenings and unexpected change sweeps across your life now like a quiet electric storm. It sparks disruptions that feel personal, like small shocks to your rhythm, reminding you that nothing is fully stable. Uranus delights in revealing hidden truths in unexpected pathways, but in these next few days, his influence is chaotic, unpredictable, and not yet constructive. You may encounter sudden opportunities, flashes of inspiration, or people entering your life who seem fated, but these are tests of patience, not invitations to act. To choose under Uranus' current influence is to gamble with forces beyond your understanding. You feel it already, the tension, the pull, the urgent whisper that screams, decide now. That whisper is not your guide. It is the echo of misaligned energies, a warning that the current cosmic configuration is a filter, not a roadmap. Chosen one, surrender to the stillness, honor the pause, and trust that when Uranus energy stabilizes and the other planets fall into harmonics, the right path will illuminate with undeniable clarity. Do not confuse chaos for opportunity. Wait, observe, anchor yourself. Your destiny is being safeguarded, and only through patience will you act in alignment with your highest truth. Now, chosen one, the tests begin to reveal themselves in the subtle and the overt, in the whispers of your mind and the pressing demands of the world around you. Emotional triggers will rise like tides, sudden and overwhelming, threatening to sweep you into choices you're not ready to make. You may feel anger flare over something small, or sadness deepen over what feels unresolved, but these waves are not the truth. They are the mirror of the universe, reflecting unresolved karmic patterns that seek to tempt you into haste. The people who appear before you now may seem urgent, persuasive, or necessary, but each is a gatekeeper of patience, testing whether you can hold still while the storm passes. Loved ones, colleagues, or even strangers might provoke decisions that feel pressing, demanding immediate action, promising solutions or rewards that seem too perfect to ignore. These moments are traps, designed not to help but to ensnare. The universe is asking, will you choose from reaction or reflection? From ego or spirit? Will you grasp at what glimmers on the surface, or will you honor the quiet, knowing that the right path has not yet revealed itself? Every test now carries the weight of consequence because the karmic field is thick. Missteps will echo far beyond the immediate moment, repeating cycles you have already worked so hard to transcend. Pause. Chosen one. Let the emotional storms wash over you without surrender. The right choice will not require urgency. It will require discernment, groundedness, and the courage to wait. The next few days will bring figures from your past, like shadows stepping into the present. People who once shaped your trajectory, who once held sway over your emotions or your choices, may reappear unexpectedly, carrying messages, pleas, or opportunities that feel familiar but are tangled with karmic complexity. Do not mistake nostalgia for guidance, chosen one. Their return is a test of your ability to honor evolution, not regression. Some will attempt to pull you back into old patterns, old decisions, old compromises that you vowed never to repeat. Their presence will stir longing, regret, or obligation, and in these moments, it will feel as if moving forward is impossible. But the pull is an illusion, a mirage designed to see whether you will choose repetition over wisdom, impulse, over intuition. You may feel urgency to respond, to reconcile, to commit, but any decision made in this window will carry the weight of karma, recycling lessons that of advancing you. Understand this? The universe is orchestrating these encounters to reveal clarity, not to provide it prematurely. Every step backward you are tempted to take is a test of your resolve. Your past is a teacher, not a roadmap. Observe, reflect, release but do not act. Do not let the ghosts of old cycles seduce you into contracts, agreements, or emotional entanglements that the present energy cannot fully support. Patience is your armor. Discernment is your weapon. Financial and material temptations will arrive cloaked in urgency. Chosen one, appearing as golden opportunities or sudden windfalls that your mind convinces you are meant to seize immediately. Contracts, investments, or offers may shimmer with the illusion of perfect timing, and yet every glimmer carries hidden shadows, clauses, consequences, or karmic debts that are invisible in a rush. You will feel the pulse of desire, the seductive thrill of now or never, and the ego will whisper that patience is weakness. But this is precisely when discernment must rise like a lighthouse in the storm. To act too soon is to sow seeds in poisoned soil. What appears prosperous now may later reveal itself as restriction, entanglement, or karmic repayment. The universe is setting a filter, showing you the contrast between immediate gratification and divine timing. Resist the pull of urgency, chosen one, for every moment of waiting strengthens your alignment. The test is subtle. It is not a command shouted across the heavens, but a quiet pressure, a persistent whisper urging you to step back. Observe the opportunities, weigh them, but do not clutch them. Let them hover in potential, untethered, until the cosmic currents shift and reveal which doors are truly meant for you. Patience is not inaction. It is spiritual vigilance, a recognition that what is forced now will never flourish later. Hold the gold lightly. Do not let false promise chain. Your future relationship entanglements, too, are being tested under this mystical pressure. People who seem vital, urgent, or fated may cross your path now. Yet the energy surrounding them is distorted, infused with karmic residue and veiled intentions. Loved ones may argue over trivialities that erupt like volcanoes and potential. Partners may appear as the answer to a longing you feel deep in your soul, but the alignment is false. This is the cosmic mirror, showing you what happens when desire outruns divine timing. Decisions made now in the throes of emotion will carry ripples through months, even years, binding you to cycles meant to be transcended. You may be tempted to forgive prematurely, commit hastily, or promise endlessly, believing the universe is asking for action. It is not. The universe is asking for stillness, discernment, and clarity. Every encounter that triggers strong emotion, every relationship that feels like an immediate test, is not there to push you forward, but to reveal whether you can honor the sacred pause. Observe the patterns, feel the pull, name the temptation. But do not succumb. The path that seems urgent now is a reflection of past energies, not a blueprint for the future. Your heart's wisdom, magnified in stillness, will illuminate the truth. Hasty choices here are like writing vows on shifting sand. The tides of karmic consequence will wash them away, leaving lessons where love and clarity should have bloomed. Karmic cycles will appear more vivid than ever in this window. Chosen one, as if the universe has gathered all echoes of your past missteps and placed them in your path to tempt you into repetition. Patterns you thought you had escaped will resurface, presenting themselves as urgent dilemmas, sudden opportunities, or even crises demanding immediate resolution. Friends may replay familiar rules, colleagues may resurrect unresolved conflicts, and your inner voice may twist uncertainty into panic. Every instinct to act immediately is amplified by the cosmic fog, designed to test whether you will succumb to old habits or rise into patience. This is the universe's filter in action. The energy itself will not change your destiny, but your response will determine whether your choices are aligned or misaligned. Acting too quickly now does not only create error, it multiplies karmic cycles. turning small misjudgments into long-term entanglements. Observe the repetition without participation. Chosen one, feel the pull of urgency, the tug of desire, but do not bend. This is the sacred discipline of discernment. Your ability to stand still while the world moves in chaos is what distinguishes the chosen from the many who will stumble. The karmic forces are strong, the illusions persuasive, yet your patience is stronger, more luminous than any mirage that seeks to deceive. Even your own mind will conspire to test you now. Chosen one, filling your imagination with scenarios, what ifs, and visions of immediate choices that seem critical to your survival or success. You will be haunted by internal debates, feeling torn between action and action, clarity and confusion, destiny and desire. This is the subtlest of all tests, for it comes from within, where your ego convinces you that stillness is weakness and hesitation is failure. But the inner turmoil is precisely the signal that you are aligned with divine timing. The universe knows that your spirit is capable of foresight, yet it must first shield you from error by making every option feel urgent, every path appear imperative. Each moment of internal conflict is a sacred opportunity to practice restraint, to deepen your connection to intuition, and to distinguish between ego-driven impulses and soul-aligned guidance. You may feel the pressure as a storm, but storms pass. The clarity waiting on the other side is permanent. This is why journaling, reflection, and meditation are vital in these days, to externalize the swirling chaos and observe it as a messenger, rather than a master. Remember, chosen one, the fog will lift, but only for those who have resisted the compulsion to act prematurely. Every hesitation exercised now is armor, every pause a safeguard, and every act of waiting a quiet affirmation that your destiny will not be bargained for by impatience or fear. Now is the moment. Chosen one, to ground yourself in practices that anchor your spirit amidst the swirling chaos. The world outside may scream urgency, and your mind may echo the call, but the way forward is not through action, it is through alignment. Stand barefoot on the earth, breathe deeply into the center of your being, and feel the pulse of life beneath you. Let your spine straighten like the mast of a ship bracing against the storm. Grounding is not a simple ritual. It is a declaration that you will not be swayed by illusion or haste. Once rooted, you can turn your gaze inward toward the sanctuary of your intuition. Here, in stillness, the fog begins to lift, and whispers of truth emerge, soft and subtle, but unmistakable to the attuned ear. This is the way to differentiate between ego-driven impulses and soul-guided inspiration. Chosen one, your ability to anchor yourself now is the difference between walking into karmic entanglements and stepping gracefully onto the path the universe has prepared. Each breath, each moment of stillness is a protective charm, shielding you from decisions that would later feel like chains. Journaling becomes your telescope into the unseen. Pour your thoughts, fears, and desires onto the page. Then observe them as a detached witness. Meditation and mindfulness are the mirrors reflecting the quiet guidance of your higher self, the one that sees beyond the veils, the one that whispers, "Wait, your time will come, but not yet." This is not passive. It is active spiritual mastery. It is the discipline that allows you to see opportunities clearly, to feel the cosmic currents before moving, and to discern the difference between illusion and divine invitation, dreams and visions. Now carry amplified messages, chosen one, for the veil between realms is thin, and your spirit is highly receptive. The night brings images that may puzzle you, flash sequences of past choices, future possibilities, or symbolic warnings encoded in landscapes, animals, or sudden encounters. Pay attention, for the answers you seek often arrive when your eyes are closed and your mind is uncluttered. Keep a dream journal beside your bed and record everything. No matter how fragmented it seems, these fragments are pieces of the puzzle you're being asked to assemble. Meditation during the waking hours allows your consciousness to integrate the guidance of dreams, creating a coherent map that the ego cannot distort. Chosen one, The universe speaks in metaphors, symbols, and signs, and only those who listen with patience will receive clarity. Even small coincidences, a bird in flight, a song lyric, a repeated number can carry the weight of confirmation. Yet, caution is paramount. The mind is eager to deceive under pressure, turning shadows into signs and illusions into directives. This is why discernment is your sword. Wait before acting. Observe before committing. Journal, meditate, and dream. Then pause again, allowing the subtle rhythms of destiny to emerge fully before you make a move. In this sacred pause, you learn to trust not only the signs but your own soul's quiet insistence, which has never steered you wrong. Each moment you resist premature action fortifies your alignment, ensuring that when you do step forward, your path is illuminated by clarity rather than veiled by chaos. Spiritual rituals now carry extraordinary potency. Chosen one, as the cosmic forces have aligned to magnify intention. Simple acts of devotion, candle lighting, incense, or ritual baths become conduits through which divine guidance flows more freely. Call upon your angels, spirit guides, or the ancestors who have walked before you and ask not for outcomes, but for clarity, patience, and protection from misaligned choices. Observe the synchronicities that appear in response. A flickering flame, a sudden gust of wind, or the inexplicable alignment of numbers or objects. These are confirmations that your rituals have anchored your spirit within the protective currents of divine timing. Avoid asking, "What should I do?" Instead, ask, "How should I prepare to move when the time is right?" This subtle shift in intention aligns you with the flow rather than forcing the current to bend to your will. Chosen one, every ritual, every prayer, every deliberate act of mindfulness now compounds your spiritual immunity against haste. When the moon casts shadows and the planets dance in retrograde, your anchored presence and ritualistic focus become a shield against karmic misdirection. The universe communicates through resonance, and these practices attune you to that resonance, allowing you to hear the whispers of destiny amidst the chaos of everyday illusion. To engage fully is to declare your sovereignty over your choices, to claim patience as power, and to honor the sacred architecture of time the cosmos has designed for you. Signs from the universe will appear in ways that feel both subtle and profound. Chosen one, and your task is to watch, interpret, and trust them without action until clarity fully manifests. A repeated symbol, a phrase in conversation, a sudden encounter, or even the way the wind brushes your face may carry the confirmation you are waiting for. But only in the stillness will these messages reveal their full meaning. The test is endurance resisting, the compulsion to act while observing the unfolding pattern. Chosen one, you must learn to differentiate between urgency imposed by fear, desire, or societal pressure and the quiet, resonant nudges of divine timing. When the right moment arrives, it will be unmistakable. The weight will lift, the fog will part, and every seemingly small detail will converge in a way that leaves no room for doubt. Until that moment, every pause, every act of reflection, and every moment of grounding strengthens your alignment, making the eventual step forward inevitable, harmonious, and unshakable. Trust that the universe is not silent, that it is speaking through all it sends your way, and that its whispers are protection, guidance, and preparation. To move prematurely now is to risk stepping into what is not yet ready, while to wait with awareness is to step into destiny fully armed with insight, clarity, and cosmic favor. The world will not wait for you, chosen one, and most souls will stumble in this window of divine testing, seduced by urgency, fear, and the relentless pull of their own impatience. Everywhere, people will rush into decisions, contracts will be signed, hearts will be bound, fortunes will be grasped. And yet, in the following days, weeks, and months, the consequences will reveal themselves with merciless clarity. You will witness chaos unfold around you. Decisions made too soon unraveling into regret, relationships straining under premature commitments, and opportunities that seemed golden turning to dust in the grasp of haste. The test is not only external, But internal is your ability to remain calm while others act impulsively. Your capacity to hold the line while the world insists on movement. This is where the chosen differ from the many. Others will cry out in frustration, blaming circumstance, luck, or fate, not realizing that the lesson was patience itself. You, however, are being trained to perceive the invisible currents, to hear the quiet instructions whispered through dreams, symbols, and cosmic alignments. You are being asked to sit with discomfort, to feel the tension of waiting without yielding, and to trust that every delay is a shield, every pause a protective veil over your life's true course. To surrender to impatience now is to invite karmic consequence. To embrace stillness is to walk unharmed through the storm, guided by divine timing. The chosen ones will feel the isolation, the doubt, the intense pull to act, but those who resist will step into a clarity and alignment unavailable to anyone else. You can already sense it. Chosen one, the pressure building, the pull of decision, the whisper of immediacy that surrounds you like a storm ready to break. Everyone around you seems to be moving forward, making choices, claiming moments, and yet you're asked to stay still, to resist, to wait. This is not a punishment. It is divine protection, a sacred filter that separates those who act impulsively from those whose steps are guided by clarity. Most will fail, swept away by fear, desire, or false urgency. Their regret will serve as a cautionary tale, visible to you if you have eyes to see. But you, chosen one, have been given the gift of awareness, the whispered instructions of the cosmos, and the subtle signs that herald divine timing. Hold your ground, trust the delay. Let the world rush ahead while you align your spirit with the invisible currents that guide destiny. Every temptation to act is a test. Every whisper to hurry is a shadow. You are being asked to endure, to practice patience as a sacred art, and to honor the pause as an instrument of protection. In doing so, you will preserve your path from the snares that claim so many others, and when the right moment finally arrives, your choices will flow with an ease, power, and clarity that those who rushed will never know. The delay is not denial, it is divine favor, wrapping you in a shield of time until the perfect alignment emerges. The next few days are not a block. Chosen one, they are a filter, a sacred sifting of energy, intention, and alignment. Every moment of stillness, every breath held in patience, is part of the alchemy that will reveal the path meant exclusively for you. The universe is testing the fidelity of your spirit, observing whether you can resist the seductive pull of immediacy, whether you can honor the invisible currents that guide destiny without succumbing to fear, desire, or the clamoring voices of the unaligned world. Those who rush will stumble. Their choices will echo with regret. Their hearts will carry the weight of opportunities misclaimed. Their souls will feel the subtle contraction of lessons repeated unnecessarily. But you, chosen one, are being preserved in this pause, safeguarded. From illusions that glitter deceptively, protected from contracts and bonds that would bind you to the wrong timelines. Every signal, every dream, every flicker of synchronicity is a whisper, a nudge, a beacon. Wait, observe, ground yourself, engage in rituals that anchor your soul. Journal your reflections, meditate upon your visions, and read the subtle signs with reverence. Do not mistake the discomfort of waiting for weakness. It is the shield of divine timing wrapping around you. The right path is not hidden, it is simply waiting for the fog to lift so it can shine with clarity. Move too soon, it deceives you. Plant will never grow. Move in alignment, and the doors will open with effortless inevitability. This is your prophecy. The pause is protection, the delay is divine favor, and when you step forward, every step will be bathed in certainty, power, and the luminous clarity of destiny. Fulfilled. Wait, chosen one, your time is coming, and it will be perfect.